is Mike Chapman, and I'm the author of Dancing to Nirvana, and I have the website dancingtonirvana.com. My book is available on Amazon in both print and Kindle editions. And this video is one in a series about the unity of opposites. And the unity of opposites is a concept that is common, that underlies all religions, especially their mystical traditions. It also underlines all mythical traditions and other spiritual psychological traditions like alchemy. And in this specific video, I'm going to be talking about the opposites, subject and object. So, object is the thing we're looking at, let's say the event we're looking at. And the subject is the person looking at the event. And the basic idea is that those two that seem opposite, the subject and the object, are unified because what the object is, how we see it, depends on who we are. So they are dependent on each other. A good example of this would be politics, let's say. That liberals and conservatives see the same event in very different ways. So you might be able to get down to describing an event, the facts of the event, the very specific facts. But conservatives and liberals are going to have different opinions about that. So that what they see has to do with who they are and what they believe. So for liberals in the United States, like Democrats, it would be, in a sense, thinking of it like looking through blue spectacles, since we think of liberal states as blue states. And for conservatives, they would be looking at an event through red spectacles, as conservative states tend to be called red states. And so the idea in spiritual psychological practice is to try to work as hard as possible to get to the truth, to get your spectacles as clear as possible, to try to see the facts as clearly as you can. And that process, in a spiritual sense, would be something that would lead you closer to the Garden of Eden or to nirvana, to see what's really true, would tame the ego, which gets attached to certain beliefs and opinions and tends to not look at the facts anymore because of that. So you could also think of it as another way of thinking of it is like looking at a glass. Is it half full? Is it half empty? Is it both? You could think of a depressed or gothic person looking through dark shades and seeing the world through a dark lens. Or a naive person we talk of as having rose-colored glasses. So what we see in the world depends on who we are. So subject and object are unified. And that affects everything we believe, every spiritual principle we believe. You could apply it also, in a sense, to religion, the universe. So there is one truth about the universe: how old it is, who made it, who God is, who the gods are. There's one truth, but all the religions interpret it, the truth, in a different way. And you could even say that each person views religion in a different way. Each person has their own image of God in their own mind. So that God, who God is in a sense, what the ground of being is, depends on the individual person. For instance, some religions believe in incarnation, others believe in heaven and hell. You have various gods from various religions. You have Ganesh in Hinduism, Jesus in Christianity, Zeus among the Greeks. Those all can't be true. They are ways of looking at the powers of the universe and assigning a God that created them or works in them. Another example might be, say, in 1950, the Catholic Church decided that Mary ascended bodily to heaven. How did they decide that? They decided that almost 2,000 years after she died, that she had ascended bodily to heaven. They basically chose to believe that. Then you have Taoism, which believes not so much in gods as an impersonal force. So Ganesh and Jesus and Zeus are sort of a personal gods with personality, but Taoism thinks of a power that operates in the universe, just a much different perspective. So again, the truth is one, but various religions and each person sees it a different way. Even among monotheists, there are different views. Among Christians, there's the Trinity. So God is the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Jews are actually henotheists, which they believe in a God, they worship a certain God, but they believe that there are other gods. Yahweh said, "You shall have no other gods before me, for I am a jealous God," suggesting that there were other gods, but you need to worship me first and foremost, or only. And Muslims say there is no God but God. So they don't believe in the Trinity, and they don't believe that there are other gods besides God. So three different perspectives. You could even say Satan is a god, because Satan can be anywhere at any time and influences people's behavior. So even these religions aren't truly monotheistic, because Satan is another god. So you have the same reality, the same universe, the same ground of being, but polytheists, deists, theists, atheists, agnostics all view it differently. So you have the object, the universe, or the cosmos, and you have the subject, the person or people looking at that object and giving different perspectives on what that is and who created that and what powers operate in that. The deist believes that God set the universe in motion but doesn't intervene. And of course, many Christians and other religious people believe completely differently, that God does intervene. Another example of subject-object is 1, the pair of opposites, you and me, which I will describe in another video. And this is summed up pretty well in the idea of love your enemies. So your enemy is your opponent, is your opposite. But Jesus said we should love our enemy. And that's because we're really unified. Our enemy is a human being too, but they want things different than we do. So learning how to see from their point of view and maybe keep us from committing violence against them for invalid reasons that are not very good. And I'll be talking about that idea more in another video. Again, my name is Mike Chapman, and I'm the author of Dancing to Nirvana, and my website is dancingtonirvana.com. Thank you.